In the bottom right, a defending GSL champion, he is...
삼성칸 RorO.
RorO. Very good haircut, like compliments his face.
You have a nice haircut today as well, actually.
Thank you. Got it done yesterday.
I really need a haircut.
You're getting a tower up there on top of your head.
It's getting bad, Wolf. It's getting bad. Up here in the top left, it is a Wild Protoss player. He is none other than...
웅진스타즈 Flying.
And speaking of Wild, he is staying away from the norm, even though Gateway Expand builds are becoming more popular. He makes a pile in the main. Could be a Forge, but most likely I think we're going to see a Gateway Expand out of him.
Yeah, I would say so. And that kind of fits him, right? I mean, he wants the game to be weird because if the game is really weird, he has a lot of experience with that. Whereas most Zergs are going to be playing a pretty cookie-cutter Zerg style, practicing the basics, practicing, you know, the powerful normal builds, which aren't going to work as well against him.
Yeah, very true. Although he's not adding a Gateway just yet. Could be going for a Nexus first, the Forge in the main.
Yeah, you definitely could. I mean, it's a solid build, and at 14 supply, there's no way he's going to go Gateway that late.
Yeah. So
if he does, well, here's the thing. I say that, he'll probably do it now just because he's flying. He's like, well, I don't want Artosis to be right even one time today. I'm like, thank you, flying.
Well, it looks like we're going to have even a hatch first for RorO, so very unusual, much more unusual even than seeing a Nexus first, the Paladin in the main, is seeing a hatchery first in this matchup. On this map, it makes sense given the rush distance is so huge and it's a 4-player map, so it's much harder to get punished by cannons on a map like this.
Very true. You're going to actually have to play against a player like a Younghua or something that's going to scout with 2 probes and get the early Forge knowing that you're going to do this, but that's risky anyways. I mean, not something you're likely to see. So this is actually a really good call by Flying, and I would say, you know, he's got a good end of the build orders.
Yeah,
not that this is bad for RorO, but this is solid for Flying.
It's really hard now for RorO to get a good judge of what type of build Flying is going to do, simply because he's not drone scouting. He sends his Overlords obviously in both directions, but unluckily for him, it's cross spawns. And when he finally gets there with a drone, if he decides to send that, or even his first few lings, he's not going to be able to see if the Forge is researching +1 or not, since it's in the main base.
Yeah. And, you know, that's something you definitely do want to check out. The timing of that +1 can actually tell you the build order a lot of times.
Yeah, it lets you know if you're going to be facing gateway pressure most of the time, or even an Immortal push sometimes can be indicated by this.
Certainly. Well, everything looking pretty standard from these two players. So, Wolf, I haven't really seen you a while. How have you been doing, man?
I'm good. I've been doing a lot of things. I've been doing a lot of streaming when I'm not casting. And been just trying to do some old school gaming. Just kind of like Tasteless is actually, ironically.
Yeah. I don't know how ironic, but I don't get that word, by the way, ironic. Like, I don't know when to use it, so whenever I hear anyone say, I'm like, nope, that's probably not right. But, no, that's good, though, man. What's your stream link so people can check you out?
My stream link is twitch.tv/wolf_Schroeder, which you can probably spell that. If not, look it up, because I'm not going to spell it on air. But if you guys follow me.
SCHRODER.
No, OEDER.
OE?
Yeah, OE.
You can't put those two vowels next to each other. What are you doing?
I'm just spelling my name. That's what I'm doing.
All right.
But if you guys follow me on Twitch, I'd really appreciate it.
All right. So, getting back to this, we actually have a couple relatively early gases here. You know, it is a very fast Nexus, so I wonder what his plan is actually with these 2 fast gases instead of a third base. You know, against a build like this, it's a little bit more normal to go into a quick third base.
Yeah, we're going to find out as soon as the lair starts, and I think we could see Swarm Hosts on this map. The third base for the Protoss on this map is kind of at a weird, funky angle, where I could see Swarm Hosts being good. You come in from the right side, or you could go in between the 2 bases and send the Swarm Host or the Locust in either direction. What's really hard to use Swarm Host on this map against the natural is that high ground area where that Overlord is right now. If the Overlord gets cleared up as it is now, then you don't have vision of that. It's really easy for Protoss to put their units up there and defend. And look at this flying style, adding a ton of gateways. We could just see a 2-base timing here with +1.
That is for sure what we're seeing. Already going up to 7 gates with that +1. In the meantime, it looks like RorO is going for that early double evolution chamber. Probably going to be going into 3-base ultra. But the question is, can he hold this super fast +1 attack?
Well, it's all going to be about his scouting. If he gets in there and sees it, that would be ideal. But since he lost his Overlord on the left side, the Overlord on the right side is definitely not going to see this. Not if Flying sends a Stalker over there to make sure he doesn't see it. And even if he does, it's going to be way too late. This is really important, though. He sees the pylon.
And don't forget, he doesn't have speed yet, so slow Lings against +1 attack, I don't know if that's going to work very well, but if he could take down all the pylons, that would be huge. The thing is, there's too many here.
Yeah, he makes a second one. The first one will finish. Warp gate is done, and the gates are finishing up right now. He can start warping in at that first pylon. Here he goes. Stalker's here. He knows there's no speed.
Uh-oh, and well, there's a lot of Zerglings popping out, but those are not going to be enough without speed. As you said, Wolf, speed just now starting. Some spines on the way, all 4 queens coming down, but good micro so far by flying.
He needs some more warp-ins here as he blinks, or not blinks, but stares at micros as Stalker's back. He wishes he had blink, but the next round of warp-ins is going to be deadly, and they do bonus damage, of course, to those spine cores. They have the +1.
And he's dealing a lot of damage so far. Those Zealots coming out now to start tanking some damage from the Zerglings and dealing a lot as well with that +1. And the drone's being pulled, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
I don't know, man. He's losing a lot here, and as soon as he realizes more and more Zerglings come out and speed's about to finish, he's just going to warp in Zealots instead.
That's right. He doesn't want to make any more Stalkers here, and that is the right choice. Look at this, coming back into the choke. These Zerglings just, being absolutely slaughtered in there.
Great choice of pylon placement so he can go back into that funnel constantly where he has the better edge. The Zerglings can't get the surface area. Now he has these Zealots out. These spines are not long for this world.
Very good choice here in build orders from Flying, and in fact, you know,
he blocks the ramp here too.
There is 1-1 on the way, but I think too much damage has already been dealt. This seems like it has already come and gone past that tipping point.
Yeah, exactly. He's down to 42 supply here. You know, +1-1 is great if you have units, but he doesn't. GG.
Yep.